Hey guys, Fighting Pigeon here, and in today's video we're going to do a ranking video, which I probably should have done a while ago. So yeah, okay, blurry screen, focus screen, thank you. So our first track shouldn't be a surprise. If it is, I don't know what game you're playing. Luigi Raceway is the number 16 spot for this video, because Luigi Raceway is so boring. And now the thing I do with these videos is I do a 1 lap playthrough of each track, like as I rank them basically. So luckily we only have to do this once, so you can only have to look through this miserable track once. Luigi Raceway is just so simple. Like I get it's the first track of the Mushroom Cup, but it's still like meh. It's kind of a quick track compared to some of the other ones. There isn't a whole lot. You can see behind the stands, and there isn't a whole lot of stuff to look at on the side. So yeah, number 16. Number 15 is Moo Moo Farm. Once again, it's a really simple track. It's got like the squirrels or moles or whatever they are, right, like on the edge, so you can't cut those corners super well sometimes. But it's just a really quick track, and there's not a whole lot going on. It's only better just because it's cow themed. As you can see, there's some cows. I think it'd be better if the cows were like the Market Moo Moo Meadows, where they like walked on to the track as you went. But besides that bridge, that's like the only, besides bridge and squirrels, that's like the only thing that happens in this track. So that's why it's number 15. The next track is Calamari Desert for a number 14 spot. Calamari Desert's a really plain track, and there isn't a whole lot besides this train. That's like the only maybe interesting part to the track. There aren't like really any guys that are like trying to attack you from like other stuff. There's just that train, and it's super simple track. So it's not like you don't need a lot of skill to be able to do it. And then obviously there's not like much background to it. I mean, there is this giant like hill and these side hills add a little, like it's a desert. I guess a desert doesn't have very much in it. But besides that, there isn't very much else to this track, which is why it's number 14. For number 13, we got Toad's Turnpike. I think that's how it is, or what it is. Now, it's a little higher than the other two, even though it might be the simpler of some of the earlier tracks. The only reason I think it gets a little higher is just because there's these cars that you have to avoid. But then the track is really simple on its own. Oh, my camera's blurry. It's like going crazy. Sorry. Like, there's certain points like this where there's just no cars, so there's no challenge. And then obviously this track is so simple. There's not a whole lot of scenery. I guess there are walls, which pretty much makes it like why there isn't anything to see, because the walls just kind of cover it. And this section might be just a little too hard at times, where there's just so many cars, you like can't even really do anything. You just kind of have to drive slowly. So that is why it is number 13. For number 12, we got Mario Raceway. This one I feel like could have been higher, but I just don't really like Mario circuits and raceways as much as other tracks. Just because it's kind of a simple concept. It's just an easy race to do. There are like some turny bits, but it's not like other tracks where if you fall, there's only so much space that you can go before you just fall. And it's still kind of a quicker track. Well, I don't know why I'm going on the outside of the pipe. See, we're already done. I feel like that was really quick. There's not a whole lot of Mario Raceways or Mario Circuits, which is why it's only in number 12. For number for number 11, we have Frappe Snowland. I don't really like snow tracks or icy tracks. This one's not super icy, but I don't really like snow tracks for some reason. There isn't. I don't know, to be honest. I just don't like them. I don't even remember why I don't like them. We're done. There's just not very much to talk about, besides I just don't like snow tracks. The next track is Sherbertland. Same reasons as the last track, I just don't like icy tracks. The only reason this is so high is because it gets carried because there are a bunch of penguins. Penguins make this track 10 times better than what it could be, I guess. And then you can hop on the edges here. I'm gonna try one. Yeah, you probably shouldn't try that, but you can hop the edges. It's kind of blurry, sorry. There. Because there's these penguins that are just sliding around and waddling around. And then this cave section's actually kind of nice. I don't know if I said what placement this was. Number 10. Excuse me. Sorry, man. I was just looking at the ranking. It was number 10. So yeah, for number 10 spot, we have Sherbertland. I just don't like ice tracks. I feel like they're not as good. So yeah, that's why it's number 10. The next track is Wario Stadium. Number 9 spot is the Wario Stadium. Now sit back, relax, grab some snacks, because this is probably the longest track in the game. I think only one other track might actually be a little longer. But nothing is more boring than just watching you drive through something like this. It's just such a long track. That's why it's so low. It's just way too long. And it gets carried with these ramp stuff, I guess. That's the only reason I think the Wario Stadium gets a little higher. There aren't any shortcuts at all. At least, without, jumping walls or anything like that. No off-road shortcut. And then, sometimes these ramps are just actually kind of more annoying. You can get really out of control, and it's kind of hard to turn. The only, maybe my favorite part of this track is coming up just a sec, when you jump over, the other part of the track, right here. Because it's just, the only fun thing in this track is jumping over that. And then there's some kind of large turns. And then there's Wario's face everywhere, so that obviously reduces points. So yeah, that's why it took 1.5 minutes just to drive one lap. So yeah, that's why it's only number 9. Alright, well, our number 8 spot on this list is Rainbow Road. I believe, yeah, it's number 8. Okay. Rainbow Road is just also a super long track. It's like Wario Stadium. It just takes forever. And then, for some reason, Nintendo is like, let's add railings to make this more boring. I think if the railings weren't in this at all, it'd probably, be the number 1 track, or, in my top 3. But because there are these railings, it just gets a lot lower of a placement. This track is just so long. I don't, no reason why it should be so long. This is probably my favorite part of the track because Toad has his firework. They don't really look like fireworks, so like there's a few that like kind of appear as if they were a firework, but then I think the designers are like, well, we got to get this track done in like 5 minutes, so let's just add their faces in. It's almost taken us 2 minutes just to go through this track. I think it might be the longest track in the game, at least time-wise. I don't know if it's which one is the longer driving. I'm gonna attempt the shortcut. Okay, never mind. So yeah, that's why it's number 8. It's just super long and boring. For number 7, we got Banshee Boardwalk. I actually kind of like it, but then it's also somewhat easy. It's kind of in between. It's not like crazy hard, but it's not super easy. Like you need to have played the game a little bit because it's like in the Special Cup, obviously. But like, I can't give this to somebody who's never played the game before, and they probably won't be able to finish it in under like 3 minutes or something. I don't know what an average time is. And then there isn't a whole lot of detail. I get it's like supposed to be nighttime and scary and spooky, but there isn't very much in this track. That's really blurry. Will the camera focus? Will the camera focus? Thank you. Okay. There isn't a whole lot in this track. That's why it is number 7. Camera blurry. Okay. For number 6, we have Royal Raceway. This one is what Mario Raceway could have been, or should have been. It's got a lot more turns, and it's a little more challenging as well. Royal Raceway is just a better Mario Raceway. You drive around. I don't know, actually. It's kind of around Peach's Castle area. It's got a lot of twisty turns like this. And then you got speed panels, like the only time you ever see these speed panels that aren't in a jump. And then you got the jump, obviously. Probably the best part of the track is you can drive around Peach's Castle. If you had watched one of my earlier videos of it, I think it was the hardest track videos. You can drive around Peach's Castle. So yeah, exciting. Probably should get back onto the regular road though. There you can drive into the wall. You can't go in though. That'd be cool if you like drive around the castle. I think it's really weird. Whoa. I was like glitching out there. It's like really weird that you can just do that, like, because I know it was remade in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but you like can't drive around in that area. And I also had a very close call around in that section. I was like falling into there, but then I barely drove out, so I still ended up getting first. So yeah, that's why it is number 6. For number 5, we got Choco Mountain. It's in my top 5, so I was about to say it's one of my favorite tracks. Well, it's in the top 5. It's a pretty easy track, like anybody could really do it. But then there's also some stuff that more skilled players would just be better at than a new player that would need to learn. Such as not climbing up these hills for no reason. Because there are just certain points where you start climbing up the hill and then fall. And then there's obviously these boulders that fall from the mountain. Like, I've never even gotten close to hitting one in like the few times I've played this track. So I don't know if those are even a threat. But yeah, Choco Mountain, that's why it's number 5. It's a pretty fun track for anybody that wants to play this game. We're in the final four, with number 4 being Yoshi Valley. Yoshi Valley is a pretty fun course. There's like a bunch of different routes you can take. I'm gonna try to just take some random route today. Go this way. And I'll go this way. I mean, there's just so many different routes you can take. There's obviously these weird pokey guys. I don't even know what the best route is. So like, there's still a lot of possibilities for this track. And then there's like these, it's just a giant valley right here that you just fall into. It takes forever. Blurry cameras. Come on. Okay. Then there's this giant Yoshi egg for some reason. I don't know why there's a Yoshi egg like that. And there's a pretty decent shortcut towards the end here. It's not right here. You'd go like around here. And then, you know, on the last lap, that's a good shortcut probably. You might not want to take it as big. But yeah, Yoshi Valley is a pretty fun, unique course. There's just different routes you can take. So that's why it is number 4. Should there be a Mushroom Cup track in number 3? I think so. I really like Cuba Beach. Some of it is just, it was on Mario Kart 7, so it's like one of my favorite tracks, or that's one of my favorite games, so then it might get boosted a little bit, but I think Cuba Beach is like a pretty fun course for such an early on race. There's this fun shortcut that I'm going to attempt. Alright, we did it. I'm going to drive around though, just to show the rest of the track. Sorry, Lukidu, I'm going to drive backwards. Oh, there's nothing around here. Never mind. Probably should have done that. I mean, and I think it looks like, yeah, right there you could also take a little bit of a shortcut, which I actually didn't know. But then you can drive around here. I've actually never done this, so I might try it. Alright, well that's not worth it. And then, so it's kind of a quick, easy track, but like that probably brings it down. It could have been a little higher maybe, but because it's just, it's a pretty fun Mushroom Cup track, which is why it's number 3. For our number 2 spot, we got DK Jungle Parkway. I really like this track. It's kind of a simple, actually looking at the map, it's kind of a quicker track, which is actually kind of nice for sometimes. So you don't want to play like 20 minutes. Oh, I definitely took that a little sharp. Alright, well, normally I'll try to kind of skip a little bit. Oh, come on. Alright. Back on track. Like, there's that giant ramp thing. I really like this track on the Mario Kart Wii as well. It's one of my favorites on the Wii. Then there's these weird... I think I ended up saying they were Tarzan. It was Tarzan throwing coconuts or something at you. Spiky coconuts. I don't know what they were. Try to get you back on the track. I'm just gonna stay out here to annoy Tarzan. Can't do anything about it. Well, I guess you can, but it's not working. There's also a pretty good shortcut right at the end. You can skip a pretty good amount. Like, I know it's kind of... If you don't have a mushroom at this last section, you're kind of guaranteed a lower spot. That's... so DK Jungle is a pretty good course. I really like the theming of the jungle. And that is why it's number 2. If you've been watching, and you should already know this, pretty much. If you skipped to the end, you wouldn't have known. If you watched everything else, you would have been able to narrow it down to this track. This is the best Mario Kart 64 track, in my opinion. It's my favorite track in Mario Kart 64, in my opinion. Oh, gosh darn it. Can't even get absolutely destroyed by thwomps. I'm gonna try to get destroyed by one. I don't know what I'm doing. I just changed the map. I didn't even know you could do that. Alright, I just want to get destroyed by a thwomp. Because I saw in my video. Come on! What? Okay. You know what, never mind. Well, the thwomps just like, doom, they just keep on attacking you. I think this track is the best track in the game. I feel like I'm going way faster. I don't know what is wrong. I did something. But I think this is the best track in Mario Kart 64. I'm even gonna do multiple laps of it because I just like the track. Now I'm gonna figure out what I did at the beginning. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Oh, that's how you do that. Because I remember doing this way once, but then I completely forgot. I didn't even know you could, like, make it so you basically just see the screen more. If I had known that earlier, I would have did that a long time ago. We're also gonna get obliterated by a thwomp. Never mind. That's the goal of the video. To get obliterated by a thwomp. What? How does that work? See? There. Alright. Worth it. Already 2 minutes into this track, and we're on the second lap. But it is my favorite track in the game. Music's awesome. I'm just gonna stop talking for a minute. I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna repeat myself. It's not my best race. Alright, that was a terrible. Well, I got so slow because the first lap I was trying to figure out what was wrong. That's my 5th time I've done that track. Wow. Alright. Well, that was the #1 spot, my favorite track in the game. So I'll see you guys next time.